Hello my inquisitive friends, welcome to this last lecture on the topic of dissolution. Now this is the last question, a practice question plus some beautiful points are there when all partners are insolvent. The first question of all partners being insolvent talked about one secured liability, one unsecured liability. The second question of all partners insolvent specified one outside liability towards creditors and one inside liability towards partners loan. And now this question is talking about two outside liabilities, creditors and bills payable. None of them is secured, none of them are secured, both of them are unsecured, and we are realizing limited cash. Then how to handle this particular situation? So it's a very good problem. I would like you to be with me, pay proper attention, and let us try to solve it. Okay, so Dinesh, Mangesh and Ramesh are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:2:1. They decided to dissolve the firm on 31st of March 2018 when their position was as under. Balance sheet as on 31st March 18. Capital Dinesh, Mangesh, Ramesh. Creditors and bills payable. Assets side building, computer, debtors, goodwill and bank. The firm was dissolved on the above date and the following is the result of realization. The assets were realized as building rupees 40,000, computer rupees 30,000, debtors rupees 10,000. Realization expenses amounted to rupees 2,000. All partners were insolvent. The following amount was recovered from Dinesh, rupees 2,000 and Mangesh rupees 2,000. So two partners could bring in some money. Prepare necessary ledger accounts to close the books of the firm. So what are the observations? Observations are, there are three partners, their PSR is 2:2:1. Sorry, all partners are insolvent. Only some part is recovered from their private estate because 2,000 from Dinesh and 2,000 from Mangesh is recovered. And then these are the steps which we have decided to solve the problem where all partners are insolvent. First one is transfer of assets to realization account, not transfer of assets and liabilities. Will be transferring only assets. Liabilities will be transferred to their own separate account. So we'll have a creditors account and we'll have a bills payable account. Okay. Next is realization of assets, etc. So let us start first of all opening the ledger accounts. What are the ledger accounts we are going to open? Realization account for 12 to 15 lines, creditors account and bills payable account for 4 to 5 lines each. Then bank account, deficiency account, bank account for 8 lines, deficiency account for 4 to 5 lines, and partners capital account. I think I'll have to change the names of the partner, and the names of the partners are Dinesh, Mangesh and Ramesh. Dinesh, Mangesh and Ramesh. Just a minute. Dinesh, Mangesh and Ramesh. So pause the video, draw the accounts, and once you have resumed, completed the accounts drawing process, then go for resuming the video. Okay. So first step is transfer of assets and liabilities. Now capital account will be transferred to partners capital account credit side by balance brought down 26, 22 and 18,000. 26, 22 and 18,000. By balance brought down Dinesh, Mangesh and Ramesh. Okay. Creditors and bills payable. Now since all partners are insolvent, we cannot transfer it to realization account, but these two accounts should be transferred to their own separate accounts. So creditors account credit side by balance 80,000, bills payable account credit side by balance 40,000. So by balance brought down 80,000 and by balance brought down 40,000. Okay, very good. So liability side is posted. Now let us start with asset side. Building, computer, debtors, goodwill will go to realization account debit side. So realization account debit side, building, computer, debtors and goodwill. Building, computer, debtors and goodwill amount is 78, 45, 20 and 35. 78, 45, 20 and 35. 78, 45, 20 and 35. And I forgot to write the heading here. The heading is to sundry assets. Yes. Let us take the total to the outer column. 78, 45, 20 and 35. 78, 45, 78 plus 45 plus 20 plus 35, that goes to 1,78,000. 1,78,000. Okay. Next is bank account debit side. Bank account debit side we are going to write to balance brought down 8,000. So bank account debit side, let me go there. To balance brought down rupees how much? 8,000. Next point. The firm was dissolved on the above date and the following is the result of realization. Assets were realized as building rupees 40, computer rupees 30 and debtors rupees 10,000. Look at our steps. Transfer of assets is complete. Transfer of outside liability separate account is complete. Realization of assets we are going for. So we are in the third step now. Realization of assets. The assets realized as follows. Building 40, computer 30 and debtors 10. 40, 30, 10. 40, 30 and 10. So realization account credit side by bank account 40,000, 30,000 and 10,000. 40, 30 and 10, and the amount is to be transferred to the outer column. 40 plus 30 is equal to 70 plus 10 is equal to 80,000. And the reasons for sale are what is sold by us. Building is sold, computers are sold and debtors are realized. Building, computer and debtors. Building, computer and debtors. Okay, building, computers and debtors. Second effect, bank account debit side to realization 80,000. To realization 80,000. Next one. So realize the assets, complete. Pay realization expenses. Check out what are the realization expenses. They are rupees 2,000. So realization account debit to cash or bank account. Realization account debit to bank account. Into bracket you can say expenses. Amount is rupees 2,000. Second effect, bank account credit side by realization. Amount is rupees 2,000. Next step is close realization account, find out profit or loss, transfer it to all partners capital account in their PSR. So let me consider now closing the realization account. Total will be, debit side is higher, 1,78,000 plus 2 is equal to 1,80,000. 1,80,000 is the total of debit side. It will be considered on the credit side. Find out the balancing figure, which is 1,00,000. This balancing figure is to be considered as transferred to all the partners. Who are the partners? The partners are Dinesh, Mangesh and Ramesh. Dinesh, Mangesh, Ramesh. So first one or the bottom one is Ramesh, Mangesh and Dinesh, and then I'll write by partners capital, and their PSR is known to us. The PSR was 2:2:1. So I'll write here 2:2:1. So 1,00,000 rupees to be divided as 2:2:1. That comes to how much? 40,000, 40,000 and 20,000. 40 आणि 40 80, 80 आणि 20 1,00,000. Okay, so we have done that. Let me now consider the second effect of the same. Second effect will be partners capital account debit side to realization account. 40, 40 and 20. Close realization account, find out profit or loss, transfer it to all partners capital account in PSR. Don't forget that before closing realization account you should have recorded realization expenses. Outside liabilities may be kept pending, that is okay for us. In fact, outside liabilities should be kept pending. not just maybe kept pending, they should be kept pending, but don't forget to pay realization expenses. After paying realization expenses, then close realization account, find out profit or loss on realization, transfer it to partners capital, okay, in their PSR. Next is close partners capital after receiving cash, if any, from their private estate. So how much is the cash received from private estate of partners? In adjustment number 3, they have told all partners were insolvent. Following is the amount recovered from Dinesh 2000 and from Mangesh 2000. So cash is coming in from Dinesh and Mangesh. Dinesh and Mangesh are the giver and cash is coming in. How much is the cash coming in from both of them? 2000 each. So the entry will be by what? Bank account. Here I'll write to Dinesh capital 2000, to Mangesh capital 2000. Okay, next part, close partners capital account after receiving cash, if any, from their private estate. So we are required to close the partners capital account, find out their balancing figure that is required to be transferred to their deficiency account. At this moment I am considering, okay, amount is received from partners, we will close it afterwards, that is not a problem. Next one is close pay off the liabilities from remaining cash or bank. So now there is a complication. This is a beautiful problem. How much is the cash we are having? 80 plus 8 is equal to 88. 88 plus 2 is equal to 90. 90 plus 2 is equal to 92,000. So the total is 92,000. From this 92,000, we have already spent rupees 2,000 towards realization expenses. So we are having now balancing figure of rupees 90,000. We are having balancing figure of rupees 90,000, and we are having two different liabilities. One liability is creditors and other liability is bills payable. Now neither the creditors nor the bills payable were offered any security. We have not told that building was offered as a security to creditors and debtors were offered as a security to bills payable, nothing of that sort. So both of them are unsecured liabilities. So whatever amount is recovered, this 80,000 rupees and plus some amount recovered from partners capital account, nobody, neither creditors nor bills payable, can make a claim stating that we should get our full payment first. If creditors say so, that I want my 80,000 fully, then bills payable will specify, why only you, why not me, then pay my 40,000 fully. You are also an unsecured creditor and I am also an unsecured creditor. You are not like bank loan and I am not like Rane's loan. So in case of bank loan, since the bank was offered as a security, this previous question if you remember, in this case bank loan, bank was offered the security of stock. There was a clear adjustment, bank loan with a charge on stock. So bank was in a position to have preferential treatment over creditors, stating that I should be paid first when stock is realized and then remaining cash, if any, that will be given to creditors. In the next question which we had solved, here there was creditors and Rane's loan, and Rane's loan was partner's loan. Rane's loan was partner's loan, not outsider's loan. That's why creditors could specify that before paying Rane's loan, don't forget to pay us, and creditors could get full money at that time. But take the case of our problem now. Our problem is different. In our question, creditors are there and bills payable is there. Both of them are unsecured. None of them are like bank loan and none of them are like Rane's loan. Both of them are outside liabilities, both of them are unsecured liabilities, and we are having insufficient cash to pay them both. How much is the amount which we should pay to them? To the creditors we should pay 40,000 and to bills payable we should pay 40,000. Creditors, sorry, 80,000 and bills payable 40,000. That means total cash which we should pay is rupees 1,20,000. Total cash which we should pay is rupees 1,20,000. But how much cash we are having? From 92, 2,000 are already gone, remaining is only 90,000. So cash available is 90, but cash payable is rupees 1,20,000. Amount payable is 1,20,000, but amount available for payment is only rupees 90. What to do? Can we pay creditors fully and remaining 10,000 to bills payable? Or can we pay bills payable fully and remaining 50,000 to creditors? No. Both the treatments would do injustice to both of them, because none of them are secured, none of them are preferential, none of them are insiders, all of them are outsiders. In such a situation, listen to me carefully, in such a situation we must pay available cash to all the outside liabilities in the ratio of their outstanding amount. I repeat, we must pay the available cash to outside liabilities in the ratio of their outstanding amount. So I'll have to specify that the cash of rupees 90,000 which is available here, from 92, 2,000 rupees gone, 90,000 is available here, that must be paid to creditors and bills payable in the ratio of their outstanding amount, that is in the ratio of 80:40 or 8:4 or 2:1. I hope it is clear to all of you. 80:40, let me disappear from the screen. 80:40, that means 8:4, that means 2:1. So 90,000 rupees to be divided in the ratio of 2:1. I'll say by creditors into bracket 8/12. What is 8/12? Total liability was 12 and creditors amount is 8, and then there is by bills payable, their liability is 4/12. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, so 90,000 we are going to divide in the ratio of 8:4, or you can also say 2:1. 2:1 means 3. So 90,000 divided by 3 is equal to 30,000. So 60,000 will have to be given to creditors because they are going to get 2 share, and 30,000 will be given to bills payable because they are going to get 1 share. So 8:4 or 2:1, that is making it to be 60 plus 30. Okay, let us go to creditors account debit side. We'll write here to bank account 60,000 and bills payable account debit side to bank account 30,000. So we have completed this part. Now pay off the liabilities from remaining cash and bank. Cash or bank account will tally. Let me check cash and bank account is tallying or not. Yes, it is tallying. 60 and 30 is equal to 90 plus 2 is equal to 92,000. So cash or bank account is tallying. We have completed the step. Next, close outside liabilities account. Transfer balance if any to deficiency account. So let me go to creditors account. The total of creditors is 80,000. This 80,000 will have to be transferred to let us find out the balancing figure. Balancing figure is how much? 20,000. This 20,000 will have to be transferred to what? Deficiency account. So we'll transfer it to deficiency account. Similarly, the total of bills payable account is 40,000. And balancing figure is 10,000. This 10,000 also will have to be transferred to deficiency account. Okay, so let us consider balancing figure, encircle the same, so examiner will be happy to know exactly what you are doing. Deficiency account credit side, by creditors 20 and by bills payable 10. By creditors 20 and by bills payable 10,000. Okay, next step, close partners capital account, transfer the balance if any to deficiency account, and then deficiency account should tally. Let us close partners capital account. I think Dinesh, the total of debit side is 40, credit side is 28. Mangesh, total of debit side is 40, credit side is 24. Ramesh, total of debit side is 20 and credit side is 18. That means everybody's debit side is higher. So we'll specify 40 and then 40 and then 20. 40, 40, 20 is the balance, sorry, total to be written in both the cases, and let us find out the balancing figure. 40 minus 28. 40 minus 28, yes, please make the calculation quickly. 40 minus 28, balance is equal to 12,000. Then 40 minus 24. 40 minus 24. Balance is equal to 16,000. And 20 minus 18 is equal to 2,000. So these are the balancing figures. Let me put an encircle around them. Let me put a circle, yes. And then I'm going to transfer them to deficiency account. So I'll specify here by deficiency. In deficiency account, I'll specify 3 partners name: 2 Dinesh, 2 Mangesh, and 2 Ramesh, 12, 16 and 2. ले लो हरि का नाम, कर लो डेफिशिएंसी अकाउंट टैली। हो गया टैली तो बजाओ ताली, नहीं हुआ टैली तो खुद को देना गाली। 12 plus 16, 12 plus 16 plus 2, that comes to 30,000, and 20 plus 10 is equal to 30,000. So our deficiency account is tallying, and we have completed the last question, which was having a very good adjustment. 2 unsecured liabilities, how to handle them. Both liabilities talking about outsiders liability, how to handle them. So I have solved 3 questions of all partners being insolvent. All the 3 questions were having 3 different varieties. In fact, these 14 questions which I have solved in total, each question is having 1 or 2 new different types of adjustments. So I would like you to go through all these questions again, understand them properly. Remember, this is going to be a compulsory question in examination for you. As compared to issue of shares, students always find dissolution to be more easy. So please ensure that you are doing it properly and you are getting good marks or full marks in the examination. Now the next topic I'm going to start is NPO, okay, which is considered to be a very difficult topic by many students. In fact, some students have asked me specifically that, sir, after dissolution would you start NPO? So I'm going to consider the topic of NPO. Before that, please go through all the problems which we have solved. If there are any doubts, don't forget to ask me in the comment section. Share our videos with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and do studies with me. Okay, so all the best. Thank you very much.